black suit-oriented hand, spades and clubs. So he went, I think it was one diamond, the south hand opened a diamond and the west hand bid 2 spades and the east hand jumped to 4 spades, eventually settling on 5 spades. The other table, the west hand overcalled 1 spade and they had a little bit more room, but they ended up only in 4 spades.
Yes,
and Levin did. I'm sorry, Ewan. Levin did do them in on one hand where he opened a no trump with a stiff and bought it there while they Canada missed a vulnerable game, and that was really the big pickup for the U.S. in that match. Something that's of interest.
We almost saw one no trump down 5 on perfect defense, but that would still have been in pickup, I think, with the vulnerability. Is that right?
Right, that was right. One thing that's interesting to the to maybe the audience, this is one of the first times that I can remember where if you look at the carryovers on the 4 teams that are favored, or the top 4, they all have a minus carryover, and the reason for that is they each lost to their opponents that they are playing in the round robin. And I don't remember ever seeing that before. I had to ask Al Hollander what was going on, and he explained it to me.
So here we see a very normal but light third seed opening 1 spade. For those who think, oh, I need a certain number of points, it's all about distribution, and if you have spades, you got to bid. But the opponents have none of this.
Right, they bid as if South did not even exist in this option. Of course, if North can now find a heart lead, well, they actually even a heart switch. This should go down very quickly, at least down 2.
Right, so despite this anemic hand by South, sometimes when you're weak, luckily your partner has some values, and the 1 spade bid at least called for an ace lead, and so it doesn't hurt. I think South will know to switch here, looking at this dummy and looking at his own hand. Oh,
well, as usual, we commentated too fast. He ducked smoothly. Unfortunately, it's too smooth. Of course, he's gambling on the West not being able to run 9 tricks on him on 4. He's going to lose this bet.
Of course, it's not clear, but so this particular bet is that his partner doesn't have the heart ace to 3 at least. He doesn't even need any of the spots. But that his partner does have a club and possibly even a diamond as well controlled.
Well, if you think about it, if you're ducking, your hoping partner goes back in, is able to lead another spade, but you're still missing the 10 of spades, the jack was led. So you're actually banking a partner not only having a side entry, but also having the jack 10 of spades on the hand in order to set up your spade suit.
Excellent point. And if it's jack 10 double him, it's still not enough because the stock.
Yeah, so I think at that point you might have thought about switching to a heart as being the only reasonable chance of setting the contract. This is not match points or a BAM event, so you don't mind blowing a trick or two trying to set a contract.
Note that the declarer did duck, so just even holding King 10 third, he played low. Because if he did cover, then it sounds like that's kind of holding he has, and then that might persuade south to switch.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think declare just once south the duck as soon as dummy comes down. So the lead for, by the way, Canada, for those who haven't seen the scoring, their lead is they have like 21.67 amps. I think their carryover was 1.67.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carl.
Okay. It was an interesting first hand we had, Carl, where Wes was able to negotiate 3-note trump despite being off the entire hard suit on the hand.
Yeah, I see that they had a few tricks to take. Looked like he had to get a ninth in spades as well.
For those interested in the conventions, each play a strong club. So one club is strong, and one diamond will show 0 to 7, and followed by a natural system, natural it looks. Whereas north-south play a whereas north-south play a more natural system. On their convention card, north-south has one club marked as 10 to 37 high card points.
I understand my voice is somewhat low. I have it on max here, so perhaps you can slide the volume bar on the computer. It's the best I can do. Is 2 diamonds natural here, showing less than 7-8 points or something like that, since East didn't probe for game?
One diamond was 0 to 7 artificial, and the 2 diamond must have been a transfer to hearts play there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like on their CC, Carl. East was playing a precision club system. And I'm told in the closed room, the same 3-note trump contract, same lead, and South also ducked the spade lead at that point.
It's just another push in real life bridge, not from the commentator's box.
Right, who was it, Ewell? Was that how you pronounce his name? I think it was DWELL or something, who had the Ewell doubles, which asked for a heart lead in those cases. Finally, after 40 years, the hand comes up that you can use it.
It's a friendly lie of the cards, but I'm somewhat surprised that East-West didn't try or probe more for game. Or if maybe they don't have the means to do it, would they still be playing two hearts vulnerable? I know that I think there should be an effort made. They should get farther than two hearts on it. There are 24 points between them.
Some room for some exciting diamond bids on this hand.
And a grand East-West.
Yes, we can see that East-West can make 7 spades or possibly even 7 clubs with the club finesse on, but let's see if they'll get to the slam.
I think the...
And Carl was,
yeah,
I was going to say, Carl, as you pointed out on board 18, they did find 4 hearts in the other room, 6 imps to Canada, and that's... They play a version called the Swedish Club.
Oh, yeah, I think Morat, part of the Carrot Club, perhaps, that Morat invented many years ago. But I think in general, it's I was a little puzzled by the bidding with 24 points. They bid like they had 18.
Yeah, and it's actually unlikely to be that timid on that auction.
No, I've seen them before. They certainly not had that impression.
So North maxing out his preempt. South will continue, will cooperate here.
The direct raise to 7 may be enough to push, but the thing is you don't know you're beating it, so you shouldn't.
Here's kind of an interesting choice for South. Does he bid immediately and force him to take a guess, or does he pass and let him find their spot at the 5 level and hope they don't go to 6?
I suspect that South knows whatever they bid will make, and so a good tactical bid is to pass. Oh, well, as you
Okay, so you bid 7 diamonds. That was my other bid. Was I don't think you're going to bid 6 diamonds with a hand. You either pass or you bid 7. After all, the price is right on this.
In the closed room,
It's a good
West
sacrifice
opened,
against the spade game.
in the closed room, West opened 1 spade. Other than that, it's identical bidding. But West passed 7 diamonds. I think the double by West should show that I do not have the first run control in diamonds to 1 east, and he leaves it in. I guess it's one of those hands with whoever guesses last, you know.
So we'll see. This is quickly down 3.
Well, if he tries to cash his 3 aces, it's only going to be down 2 because there's going to be a pitch of the club on the Queen of Hearts.
Well, the king of hearts is a count card, so the 6 they play upside down, so it should show a double pin. So he should have a clear idea as to what the suit is, and just switch to a club here. There's no advantage to West roughing a heart. So one of the prices you pay for playing a big club system is sometimes you never know what your suit is because the opponent's able to pre right out of it.
Note that the barrage is quite likely to work in practice as it did in both tables, because people not just people, you just don't bid grand unless you're confident that it's making. And with this, both West and East hand, they're not confident. Even if 5 diamonds promises first round control, West is looking at a singleton and is somewhat nonplussed by partners either ace or void.
And you have 4 subs with East hand, so which may not be easy to get rid of. So I think this is par result. I don't think it's that amazing of a bid, the 7 diamonds. To me, I think it's almost, one partner bids 4 diamonds. I think 7 is almost a requirement with this vulnerability.
Yeah, I agree with you, Andy. Whether 6 makes or not, it's cheap insurance against the vulnerable slam.
Yeah, and you know if they bid 7, it has to be almost a guess situation for them, and you don't mind that too much. So South has another interesting hand here.
Looks like 5 spades will make.
One diamond is a precision diamond showing plus, and will likely be about 11 to 14 or 12 to 14 vulnerable, because their opening 1-0 trump is 15 to 17 vulnerable.
So 2-no trump, some type of a raise.
That's a big raise on 7 points. I assume 3 spades would have been preemptive.
Well, they say 2-no trump is a 7 to 10 high card point raise with 4 trump. That's on their overcall style. So that fits within their system.
Yes, okay.
And with a 3 hard bid, North will have no trouble bidding for spades now. A nice auction, a nice little gadget to have this when, especially when you have the right hand for it. I think the best advance in bidding in the last several years have been players have been pushing the limit with bids that have no sensible meanings to them, and they're trying to give them new meanings. This 2-no trump bid is a good example. Very rarely are you going to have anything useful with the 2-no trump bid, so here they're showing it as a certain type of a raise, and it's very effective.
To add to Andy's point, that why 2-no trump cannot possibly be natural here, they do play a strong club with aggressive opening, probably, oh, sorry, this is north-south, but everyone opens fairly light these days. They can't possibly have a natural 2-no trump strength, having passed already.
But I assume that North would also look at the points, what kind of points. He, in this case, is an ace and a king, which is fine, but with all quacks, you know, queens and jacks, I'm not sure I would have, probably might have preempted instead.
Yeah, I'm sure he takes that into consideration along with the vulnerability, and also with the 3 hard bid, for example, his hand grew, and instead if South had bid 3 diamonds, you'd see him playing spades instead.
And it's nice to see a nice conversation in the auction. South didn't just blast, even with a nice looking 5-5, because he understands presumably that their partnership can raise on hands like this.
Actually, I think South might have been, you know, if he got in a Q bid on 3 hearts, he might be looking for more. It's the right 11 points here.
So we notice in the closed room, he opened 1 club, the carrot club or the modified suite, if I want to call it. And South had 2 diamonds, Michaels, since they reserved 2 clubs to be natural. And North just simply bid 4 spades over West's 3 club bid. So North again, another shapely hand by not too many points. He'll be quite happy to hear East West win the auction in one of the majors. Anybody make a negative double with the north hand, or bid two hearts, or do something with it?
I think I would have passed at this stage.
Okay, so north chooses a negative double here. South may bid one no trump.
And the other room, east open 2 diamonds, so south was warned. In this case, east-west have been warned by south zoning.
Well, maybe not that much, because west persists on there. I think north really should stay out of the auction. He may put a 2-heart bid in here, but I think he's best staying out of it.
I think East is also happy to pass. Looking at and where the hand has got worse and worse and worse.
Happy not a fit with partner at least.
The book lead on this should be a trump lead, but north is looking for some roughs himself, so he opened a heart instead.
Yeah, I think a trump lead is a little tougher when you're looking at a void in a suit where you be able to rough.
West should be suspecting something. North-south has a combined a total of 17 points, and north has made a bid, so it should be distributional. And it didn't get a trump lead.
Well, north south played third and fifth best leads, so the 10 was third best there. North may play another heart at this point.
What do you think is the play problem here? West is a little bit suspicious probably of what's going on in this hand. As you say, the opponents don't seem to have a lot of high card points. And now you're roughing in the long hand.
Well, I think right now he would, North should be thinking about leading trumps. I don't think, can West afford to rough here?
I mean, if he goes for ace of spades and the spade rough, and then plays a diamond, everything's going to collapse on him.
He may actually play a club to the ace and take a spade finesse. With North showing up with the cards, there's not a whole lot of room left for him to have any of his hand.
At this vulnerability, even a light third seed opening has something. A precision diamond doesn't even show diamonds, so South is bound to have some high card points.
I think South is in this spitting because North didn't lead a trump. And I also think a club to the ace and a spade finesse and rough a spade for rough, king of diamonds. I think he's not going to make it. He may not. Would it be just as well to lead ace of spades and a spade? Diamond back, he roughs. He'll be off. I think. I don't think he's going to make this anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. The question is if he can play a club to the ace and take a spade rough, a spade low, and now play another club back to his hand, whether that can lessen the damage on the hand.
I see the written commentaries. Looks like down 1, and I think that's what they're going to end up. Down 2 in 3 clubs next door.
Of course, the player may still be trying to make this. So, what are reasonable lines to actually play to make? How about small rough, queen of clubs, hoping the king is on side, queen of diamonds to the king, spade finesse, spade ace, rough, ace of diamonds back to hand, but the problem is that even with the king of clubs on side, he can't pull trumps, but in fact he can't pull the second round. So even if you set up the spades, it's no good. anyone from the specs of a better line? Or at least a possibly making line?
No, king of clubs can't be on side here.
Yeah, with the ace queen of hearts, you give South both kings and the remaining jack of diamonds. That's a 13 count, which is about the maximum for the one diamond bid, but in third seed vulnerable, he's rated to have 12 to 13 high card points. So it's almost inconceivable that North has two kings in this hand. He did come up with a king jack of hearts already.
I mean, if you play South, possibly to have king jack 9 4 for spades, so that's, you know, some kind of 4-3-4-2 shape that with 11 high card points. If you have 4 spades, it's looks like a one diamond open to me.
So he decided he's not going to, he would just soon have North on lead here, which is not really that bad of an idea. North is kind of, actually, it may not be bad for North to just for the.
Actually, Jan, I agree with you. It makes more sense that a North's bidding too if South had the 11, the third hand. But would he open that third hand? That's the question. Why? Vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, it's vulnerable. I don't think he would, but who knows? I mean, he may feel compelled to do so.
I'm not saying that once you open it, I wouldn't do that, but I'm merely saying that if there's a plausible layout to actually try and make the hand.
Well, I do agree with you on that. I mean, he should try to make it. This is interesting now. So the ace of spades will bring down the king. And this will get roughed immediately. And he should lead another heart there. Continue with the hearts.
This is my defense. When it's clear that Declare has all the big tricks, you try to score your trump separately.
He can now get rid of the king of spades here. So now club lead.
When West roughs with the 10 of clubs, I think all is clear to everyone at the table now.
spade? No, it wouldn't do. Perhaps South should have ditched his king of spades on the... Sorry, I was missing something. So this will go off too. South will score his nine of spades en passant. Sorry, nine of clubs.
So very good defense here, I think, by north-south to get a push. So we see here that East-West have 4 losers off the top, and that's
So East 3 spades to play, not invitational. And there will be a nice stop in this case.
I would think it's to play. Now in the other room, the West hand bid 3 spades over 1 spade. And I don't think North has any place to go with this hand. So now what?
South is showing a minus suit hands, but redoubling now, I assume.
Now the question is, should East just have taken his plus by passing here?
I think so. Because if you're willing to just play 3 spades, it looks like your equity is reasonably protected already. And are you sure you're beating 4 of a minor?
Well, the question is, are you doubling this? If you're not ready to double 4 diamonds, I don't think you should be doubling 3-no trump. Especially if you're sure that you can beat 3-no trump. Here we have the same problem that the declarer had in the previous hand, that the taps in his hand plus the 4-1 diamond break will make this contract very unwieldy. He's going to lose at least one diamond.
I must say I like the two spade raise much better than the three spade preempt in the other room, especially vulnerable. You could easily be off 2 or 3 and feast as a ragged opener.
Especially vulnerable when partner will often bid on anyways, regardless. And they may play some mixed raises. I'm not sure what they play in the other room.
The spade to double void.
So it's interesting how similar to the defenses were in the last two hands with a constant roughing.
Yeah, Andy, but if he had the king of hearts instead of ace of clubs, that could have been costly because you might have lost a heart loser. Sorry, a heart winner.
I agree.
I thought West.
Yeah, heart winner, right.
Hearts. So I think the 10 of hearts would be what I thought West would have returned. So this should be
I think maybe it's a question of odds. East has shown up with the ace king of spades, the king of diamonds, and now West's king of clubs is held. So it's perfectly possible that declarer is ducking the ace of clubs, but if he's not, then partner is likely to have the ace of clubs, and that's surely the maximum he can have for this auction, especially in a limited system. I don't think there's room for partner to have a hard honor.
Yeah, Jan. East has either the king of hearts or the ace of clubs on this. And if he had a king of hearts, your heart trick could vanish. In this case, it didn't cost anything. But there'd be a pickup here to the USA. They'll get probably down one, it looks like, for it's a 4 imps.
Now, if anybody who's followed the results on the link that I posted earlier and what's on here, there's a discrepancy of 3 imps, which I'm trying to figure out why there's a differential of 3 imps on there. Here we have the score 26 to 19 in favor of Canada. And in the result, I think it's about 27 to 22. So trying to figure out why there's a differential. So I assume our operator is saying there's a bathroom break at this point. Or all the hands went into the toilet, one or the other.
Taking another look at the rough fluff situation when West continued spades, it's not clear to me, but if partner had, for the rough fluff to hurt, to lose the king of hearts, South needs to have a doubles in hearts, which gives partner 4. You're seeing 4 on the dummy, and that means that partner 6-4 in the majors didn't bid hearts and didn't just bid game. So, just another inference, perhaps. I don't know.
I don't think it would bid hearts with North coming in with a double that shows the heart suit in this case.
Well, remember also, East has shown up already with 14 points, so there is no way that East can have the king of hearts if you're playing a strong club system.
At that time, we didn't know about the ace of clubs, Andy.
Well, he knew you mean when he came in and returned the spade at that point, right?
That's correct.
Right.
But didn't he play the 2 of spades early on, or maybe I missed that point. I have to look at it again.
It could like
Carl's right. That South could have had been trying to finesse the king of clubs with the ace queen, and partner could have had the king of hearts instead.
I really don't see that he could have gained on it unless he had the 2 trump tricks and he couldn't force him that much, but he could have risked it down by not returning a heart. I don't think the heart lead could lose anything, while the spade lead could. Let's see, 5 diamonds made in the other room, and I don't think that should make, so that's a huge score for the US. Actually, what happens was a club lead, and West got in on the ace hearts, returned the spade for rough, and they lost their club trick because when East came in on a king of hearts, he couldn't cash. I think in the other room after 3 clubs, North had a transfer bid, I assume, with 3 spades, and I think I'm not sure if they were in tune to what was going on. They ended in 5 diamonds, same here. With North and 7-2-2-2, I'm not sure you want to be in. That's where you want to be. You might want to be in 3 diamonds. I suspect that in the other room that North returned a spade. He didn't expect North to have the last club on the bidding, and he looked for a partner to have someone get in and give him a spade rough. Or establish a spade trick.
Right. The little hard at this point. West went up with the ace and now returned the 6 of spades. I would think on the ace of hearts that the 2 of hearts by East could be almost a suit preference signal in this point.
Look at the difference. In the other room, North dumped the Jack of clubs. In this case here, North is placed with the Jack of clubs, so this will certainly go down as West knows that North has a club left.
It'll definitely go down now. He didn't even bother with the spade hook. I'm sorry, the diamond hook. So this may easily go down 2 now. Because Declare has no place to dump his club.
I think the immediate play of the heart suit in the other room was very good. It gives the opponents a chance to go wrong. You can see that you have essentially no legitimate play for this contract.
No, you're right, but in the other room, North dumped the Jack of clubs on the opening trick. So West didn't know who had the last club. In this case, West knows that North has the Jack of clubs because he didn't dump it in the first trick. So he would have gone down in any event here.
There is very little North can do here except hope for a mistake here by the opponents, and it is almost impossible to make a mistake. So now he's going to have to give up the 2 hearts. He'll give up the heart and hope that, well, I thought he was going to give up the heart and hope the ace-king was on his left. Didn't matter, though. He's down 2 here. And this will be the first double-digit swing of the match. Oh, no, there was one other board in the first round that was a double-digit swing. Easy pass for West here, and North can open to 1 diamond. Now East has an interesting hand here. I would imagine 1 spade would be normal.
2 spades was expensive.
Pass here, and I think unless East decides to climb in with 2 clubs, he should stay out of this auction. He doesn't have that good of a hand.
At the other room, East jumped to 2 spades, and South was just waiting for him. So this be another big swing.
Although we see the result of 2 spades doubled in the closed room, that was not an unreasonable 2 spade bid. I mean, that is a nice shaped hand, and it's got decent spades and a good side suit. So to go down for 1100 is really very much unexpected with that hand.
Yes, we've all seen worse jumps than that one.
And we could also say here, if South decided to pass and 1 spade got doubled, that would be 800. So, you know, there's It's a little easier to pass two spades double, though, than one spade doubled in some ways, except for the fact that you're doubling them into game.
I see the written commentary, Martin. He says you can call two spades, whatever you feel like.
In the other three matches, everybody's ahead by 30 or more imps. So this is the only one that's really tight at this point.
Any comments on the heart finesse of the running at 8 versus just playing to the queen? As you saw, Declare had a little bit of effort towards the end, although still safe. The two-spade bid here is intermediate, showing 10 to 14 and 6-card spade suit. That's why I confidently did game.
Ah, okay. Oh, so his in this position too will show 10-14? Yeah, more like down to 7. The two jacks don't even count. The open room, they were at 4 hearts with 11, and I think 4 spades needs a little bit more work, it looks like. Spades breaking 4-1. And North is opening ostensibly a weak 2 spade bid with 2 aces, which is kind of rare. In the open room, they opened 1 spade, which would have been my preference, even with 10 points. Never like to open week 2 with 2 aces.
Carl, it's not a weak 2, it's an intermediate 2, 10-14.
Right, I was going to say it's a 10 to 14 two spade bids, so it's well within the range of their two spade openers.
Ah, okay. I guess that's the Fantoni style.
It appears to be, yeah. Very. They play 2 diamonds multi, which is that shows the weaker major suit raise.
There's some case to be made for covering the queen of spades because the clear is going to run it. But if you want to use up one of South's entries, because to take the second finesse, South will have to use up either the king of hearts or the king of diamonds, and this may be good for your side. But not if for instance West had a different heart holding, I think it would be better to cover.
It looks like 10 tricks here. West will rough the 3rd spade and cash 2 club tricks. Sorry, 3rd heart.
And that will be 1 imp to USA-1 in this. So an interesting slam here. I don't know how difficult it is to reach. You have singletons facing singletons. And I'm told by one spectator that Nunez went down the same 1100 in two spades on board 24 in the match against England.
Yeah, and actually, and the Monaco-England match is closer than this one.
Yeah, England has picked it up in the second half so far, in the second set so far. So we see the 2-note trumpet again by North here. I think it's the same thing, a 4-card raise with 6 to 9, 7 to 9 high card points. The problem with that bit is that West can now picture a singleton spade in a partner's hand.
Note another aggressive to-no trump raise of spades here. You have a singleton in there, suit, a control, and 4 measly trumps.
Still, it's going to be difficult for, I think, East-West to get to 6 diamonds. They need to almost be pushed into that contract by North-South.
Yeah, the other room, North bid 4 spades, East bid 5 diamonds, and West, as Jan alluded to, that picked him with stiff spade, he raised to 6, which was quite a bit.
So his spectator is telling me that in the England Monaco set, I don't know if, who opened it, either, but the Pontunus group, if you want to call it that, opened 2 hearts, showing a 10 to 14 with 6 hearts, and that's where they played it, with the East hand.
Well, it's interesting. What would you do with the West hand if you got a weak 2 heart opener, or 10-14, 11-14?
Well, it depends on your methods. If you can bid 3 diamonds naturally, but I assume it would be a 1-round force. I don't know where you're going to go with a hand over 2 hearts. I would not sit for 2 hearts, though.
No, they probably use 2-note trump as a kind of force, but I think I will bid 3 diamonds and not forcing, but partner bid if you like it. So that's what my thinking will be without knowing the details of the system.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to figure out. And here, Wes has a real problem on the hand. I think he's got a 3-spade cubid. If he wants it, he can just sign off in 5 diamonds. But he's got really several choices, but I don't think he's got anything that's looks like it's forward going for a slam.
I like your 3-spade cubid, Andy. I think he's way too good to sign off. Or he doesn't really know where he's headed, you know. So 3 spades and he gets 4 clubs from his partner, you know.
Well, I think 3 spades gives him a lot more latitude, a lot more flexibility. So it'll be interesting to see what he would do.
Yeah, I think the next bid will tell a lot too. Three spades, if you get four diamonds, you lay off in five. If you get four clubs, you continue queuing. Now then you really have a great hand.
I've also seen him when they take this long on a bid. I've also seen him blast into a contract quite often. So this is why I'm wondering if he's just thinking of bidding 5 or 6 right now.
If I were looking at the West hand, I'd be pondering about the amount of heart wastage. We love an ace, but partner has something like King Jack 10, fifth, disastrous. And well, this will stop the auction.
Yeah, 3-no trump was not quite my choice.
Perhaps the thing to think about is that 3-no trumps may be the best game, but if West bids 3 spades, East is never bidding a stopper, and you may be too high in 5 diamonds. Say you're off a couple of clubs and hearts. But will partner really be bidding 3 diamonds without those controls? Maybe. Remember, ostensibly, North-South have shown quite good values on this option.
Yeah, I think again we go back to the fact that the distribution, trying to find distribution in each other's hands is the difficult part of this hand. The only thing that I think Wes knew for sure was that partner had a singleton spade. I think he knew for sure he had a singleton spade. So that might have induced him to go a little bit slower and try to figure out if there was more to the hand than just 3-no trump. But at the same time, he may just feel that because East did not open one club, that the hand is limited in strength.
It's limited, but you had to also...
3-no trump is their best.
East hand is opening points are not in the spade suits, so they're all concentrated in the other 3 suits. And 3-no trump might well have been correct if East didn't have the ace of hearts and the king queen of clubs.
Right. In other words, I think he went for the most practical game, and the only thing I wonder is how he knew partner had a club stopper. Or is a club stopper for real men.
I guess because he had to have his point. I guess because North get a club lead off.
I mean, if East has quite a pure hand, say ace king of hearts and king queen of diamonds, well, now you're going down rather embarrassing in 3-no trump.
Yeah, it's an unusual bid, and I'm always curious how these great players figure out to make a bid like that. I'm looking at all 4 hands, and I'd say, yeah, I'll bid 3-no trump, but then I'm looking at the king, queen, third of clubs in the East hand, and West was not looking at that.
Part of it is,
so
I don't know if it was a consideration, but there was such a long hesitation that if West makes a, let's say, a curious or imaginative or intelligent bid, there may, it may not be able to stand, but you can always play 3-no trumps.
Yeah, you can never ignore that, though. You can't ever worry about that. You do, if you have to take time, you take the time. In the meantime, this is the first double-digit swing, I think, in favor of Canada, who climbs back into this match again. The West in the other room did well to bid 6 diamonds. And this could be another big swing board here, as it looks like North-South overstepped their boundaries to get to 6 clubs. the problem with six clubs is the fact that you got to have three small diamonds, and you also have to hope to find the queen of clubs favorably located. So one no trump, I think it's 14 to 16, and two diamonds is game forcing Stamen.
I don't see too much of this anymore. Is this a popular treatment in Canada?
Looks like three diamonds shows a five card suit, and then you slam. And clubs or diamonds in the same loses. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, so they'll get to 6 also, it looks like.
Yes, not unexpected. Unfortunate it doesn't make mirror distribution, and the finesse loses. So it's probably, before dummy comes down, a good percentage slam.
Right, as was pointed out in the write-up, the major duplication, major suit duplication makes this slam unplayable.
Now, this might even make, there might be there is an elimination here now. Diamond and finesse, hearts twice, 3 times spades. And West can rough or not, then he should be unplayed into leading a club. So 6 diamonds can make here.
Well, he can't pull the third trump and just exit with a heart.
Yes, he could. Yes. Of course he could. I looked good for a while.
Yeah, the problem is you don't have the fourth diamond in your hand, so if you eliminate diamonds, you have nothing to rough with in your hand. So this will go down 1 also.
Yes, it will. England has no overtake in Monaco and under lead.
Well, that is quite a run for England. Italy is still holding about the same lead as is Poland. England is playing China and Poland is playing the Netherlands.
Of course, not at this level, but at the clubs, you would make this hand because what you do is you, as you say, eliminate hearts and play 3 rounds of spades, letting West rough it to either give you a rough and fluff or feed into your clubs. But not at this level.
Yeah. If West would be that kind, yes.
No, that takes all the mystery out of this hand. I guess he was hoping that now he'll eliminate the hearts, and he was hoping that the person with the diamond doesn't have the club.
Good play, a legitimate play.
Yeah, it's good play. Well, he can also play for queen ten of clubs.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's still the same problem because they just have a hard exit that way.
So maybe his only legitimate play was to play for queen 10 of clubs, doubleton on his right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 diamonds looks like they're playing multi over no trump. And 2 no trump is relay usually to 3 clubs. As long as South doesn't go crazy with the hand, this will be a good board for Canada.
Your words, not mine, but the other South, Gavin in the other room was aggressive with the South hand.
Okay, we won't use the C word.
Have a B for brave. But yeah, so style-wise, even at these colors, the multi 2 diamonds should be it can be quite aggressive because it gives you a slight amount of safety that you've not bid the suit naturally yet. And South knows that it's a misfit, and that declarer may have a hard time because things aren't breaking very well.
So this must be some type of invite sequence for them.
Martin's making a good point that South can't even compete with 3 hearts because it'll imply spade tolerance if partners had spades.
I think South will give the ghost here and just let them get to their spot.
I'm not sure what two no trump means in this context here. If it is 11 sold to 3 clubs, the convention here I'm not aware of. Or they end
It
up
seems
in
the way
3 no
most of us would play it is that 3 diamonds would be the play, I suppose.
Well, they may play transfer Lebensoll, where they could have bid 3 clubs to transfer diamonds to play, so this might show a better hand.
Okay, so transfer meaning that 3 diamonds will become forcing.
Right, in this case here.
Yes.
And this may be a way for them to show their stoppers also. So they got the 3 no trump, which is a reasonable spot.
Probably in these murky sequences, they've given up on the weak get-out system and just want to see if they can get to an intelligent 3 no trumps. Because East of course thinks that North has hearts, but not surprise, surprise.
Kibitz calls this Rubensoll transfer to 3 clubs.
Right. I assume more names will pop up shortly for that. So South trying, or North trying to find partners suit.
So this will make comfort and 9-10 tricks. There's a club, couple of hearts it looks like. 4 clubs, 3 diamonds, and at least 2 more tricks.
This looks like it's going to be 10 M's. If they only make 3, it'll be an 11 M swing.
The fun thing is West still doesn't know who has the spade suit here or who has the heart suit.
I think he has an idea.
He has a clue now.
And the hand plays extremely well here for Declarer. And not much for North to lead the club back at this point. He could try a diamond. He knows the spade isn't right. And the beer card is still intact, but I don't think he'll make it. What is surprising in the other room was the West opened a no trump and North overcalled 2 spades. East did 2 no, then 3 clubs, 3 no by East, And now South chose to come in with 4 hearts, which red against white, when they voluntarily bid into to a game, you would think is really stretching it quite a bit.
You can of course check the running scores. I'm about to post the link. England is having a massive set against Monaco. They're now ahead by about 10 minutes.
In this case, East couldn't afford to cash the last club because West would be squeezed. Of course, he doesn't know that the Queen of Diamonds would drop.
Okay. So that was another 12 imps to Canada, who has pulled within 1 of this set and takes the overall lead, either 50 to 45, or they may have a slightly bigger lead than that. We're still trying to figure out why there was a differential between this score and the one showing up on the results. And as you mentioned, England having a huge this round.
Here South has overcalled 1 spade, so Declare will take the trick in hand, go back to dummy, play a low heart up. Or he might play 3 times clubs and ditch a... No, he doesn't have to do that. He can ditch a spade losers later, but I think he just go in and play hard up.
Good point, Carl. It's these simple things like that which earn your bread and butter here.
Yes.
So in the closed room, they chose to go up with the king of spades and lead a heart towards the king, and that paid off big time as they were able to pick up the heart suit.
Of course, you risk roughing out the king of spades, but he may play 3 times clubs too here. But that would...
So now he can pull trump and get rid of the last spade on the queen of clubs. Basically, he can just about claim at this point. playing to the bitter end. So this set will conclude the first third part of the match. There are 96 boards to play. There are 4 more segments after this, 1 more today and 3 more tomorrow. And right now, 2 of the matches are very tight, and 2 of the matches, one team has, the favorite has a comfortable lead over the underdog. And West should settle for 3-0 trump now with his singleton spade and his 13 count. Interesting choice. I guess he might have been afraid of the diamond holding. Martin says he hates this part of standard bidding. I don't think 1-0 trump is everybody's choice here. I think quite a few would bid 2 clubs with this hand. You have basically a game-forcing hand. So I don't understand why 2 clubs is not bid.
I suppose we've seen some shocking 1 spade openings. But, I mean, what was he planning to rebid over anything, really? I mean, 3-0 trump? Simpler to just do 2 clubs, I think. Getting to the right strain is probably more important. Sometimes you make bad games.
Well, East-West, but they all play each other once now, so I'm not quite sure why he did not bid 2 clubs. There must be a reason, maybe a systemic reason why he could bid that.
I assume that 1-0 trump is 100% forcing in this sequence. Four spades should do okay since the heart's at 3-3. Diamond lead could create some communication problems, but they lose a spade, a diamond and a club, it looks like.
With the favorable spade holding, declarer can pull 3 rounds of trumps, then cash 4 rounds of hearts, pitching a loser. But actually, he can do that at pulling trumps.
Yes. So he may actually pick up an imp on this.
Just for just for general interest, in the England-Monaco match, where both tables here made 4 hearts carefully by dropping the stiff ace of hearts by playing to hand, Antonio Nunes opened a 1-0 trump, so South never managed to bid a spade, and so hearts were played up to the queen, and so that was down 1. For essentially a systemic swing.
Reading the East-West notes, it appears that 2 clubs is an artificial bid. Could be natural and would be balanced if it was game forcing. So there's an implication that maybe it's not game forcing unless it's a balanced hand. And that may be the reason why they didn't bid 2 clubs.
I think it's probably a 2+ nebulous game force, where it's could be only 2 if the hand is balanced, and if it's unbalanced, it's just natural.
Right, I think you're right there. Very good. It would always be interesting to be able to ask our players, okay, now why did you make that bid? Was there a systemic reason, or was this the way you evaluated the hand? But whatever the case may be, there was 1 imp for the U.S. on that one, as they were able to score 450.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Because we're commentating, we're not at the table. We see all hands, and we have different judgments. And these are obviously some of the top players in the world. And when they take different calls that we would, there's often a reason, and often a good reason. I mean, the reason could be it was a bad bid, but that's not what we should assume. Anyone else a fan of the 4-3-3 4-card overcall here? Open a strong club, must bid? Oh, no, the club isn't strong, right?
No, I don't think they play a strong club. I'm not sure why he's bid, but like you said, Jan, they make bids for a reason, and they're at different levels, so it would be interesting to know why he made it.
Description of the 1 club opening, it may contain 0 clubs, and the point range is 10 to 37.
Okay.
I assume there's some room in between for those other hands.
Okay, so looking at it, it says any hand with clubs is a club. Certain balance ranges without, say, long diamonds, and also including a few very strong, hard-to-bid hands. Those presumably are rare. For instance, 4-1-1, but pain forcing, which are very difficult to fit in any methods.
And
But
you,
the one that
you got a little
worked
chopped up.
fairly well, got a heart
Oh,
rate.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry?
No, I was going to say you got a little chopped up from my end. Were you asking whether anybody would overcall with the east hand, the 4-3 hand?
Right, I was
Yes,
wondering what the purpose was.
I think in this case it may create a communication problems for the declarer, because he'll have how does he do it now? He's losing an entry to his hand. He might have a problem.
Playing the ace here is helping to combat what Carlos just talked about. You protect your entry, but the singleton diamond makes this hand difficult.
Yeah, the diamond suit is dead, and I think the normally West would have let a club, I think, for Jack 10-9, fourth.
Yes, the normal play is that perhaps North could have got to the south hand with a heart and managed to pitch the ace of hearts on the ace of diamonds. That would have been a nice play. But because of the heart lead,
here was a
North is forced
mistake
to play
made by the defense. Ducking the king of spades in the best way here for the defense.
Well, West doesn't know where the jack of spade is. That's his problem.
So nice play with the 9 of hearts to keep communications open between the two hands.
Yes, and this looks like imps to the US here.
Ducking this
answer to your
also gives
question?
declare the chance to go wrong by taking the space finesse. Their last entry to the board.
Yeah, so in answer to your question why East bid a heart, now we've seen it, Jan.
Good bid.
Yeah, that is very, very insightful bidding there. And there's a little less danger in bidding a heart, I think, with that hand, because partner is a pass hand, so it's not like you're going to stir up a whole lot of trouble usually with that bid. And you have a good intermediate spot, so you don't know what one heart will bring. I think it's the type of hand that a few years ago we would have all tossed back into the bin and just put our green card out and waited for the next hand to come around.
I think knowing when to pass and when to bid is very difficult, and it's something that I'm trying to work on. Because if you look at board 29, it seems very normal to overcall a spade, and everyone does it. But that's what gives away the position for full hearts. And I commented earlier that in the Monaco game, the weak no trump opening prevented a one spade overcall, and So the down one. Here,
Okay,
what
and
looks
here
to us
we have
as a very flimsy.
a nice end play here. He needs to pitch a diamond on this hand and keep a third club. So he actually will be able to make this, won't he? He still has a club loser. Okay, 12
Point,
imps.
I think
Yeah.
pitching is with the diamonds.
I would think pitching a diamond was sure set, but it turned out that the club suit, his partner's clubs were good enough that he didn't have to worry about that. I mean, you kind of have to, if you pitch down to a stiff club, you kind of have to hope that partner has something like Jack 10, 9, 4th of clubs.
Which it did. We're coming down to the last hand of this segment. We have a close match here, 8 imps separating. I think you said there's 3 in question somewhere, but still a very close match.
Yeah, it's a very close match, and this has been a very close set that's been divided by double-digit swings. It's very interesting.
Thank you, Andy and Carl, and also the text commentators, our ViewGraph operator, and of course the specs. I hope the North American audience are just about awake, and if you really got stamina, there's one more to go.
Then you can go to sleep 6 in the morning.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Ewan. It's been enjoyable doing this with you guys. A lot of fun. And thanks to Martin for really doing a yeoman's job in a write-up section, really working at it quite a bit. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been an interesting and really a very fun set to have commentated on.
And I guess I'm keeping going for the next one, which will start in about 45 minutes at 10:20 British time. I'll be talking on the Monaco-England match, which lots and lots of fireworks. England are about 20 imps ahead now.
Yeah, then I think Helge Mohelnes will be back in the fray again.
Okay, so we will have a different result on this board here, looks like.
4 spades looks like a good contract here.
What about 3-note trump?
Good, but in auctions like this, if 3 clubs is making, usually you're pretty close to making 3-no. And partner actually had some life.
I think you have to pick up the King of Hearts to make 3-no trump.
Well, you don't need a heart lead. Let's see, you have 5 clubs, 3 spades, and the ace of hearts. So you have 9 tricks off the top. If they don't lead a heart. I mean.
Yeah, you're right.
Now he'll win the ace of diamonds, and what will he do next is the question.
I mean, if you get these diamonds lead in a heart switch, do you go up? Bye-bye,
Here West has doubled 3-no trump. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have the ace of diamonds, and you're going to have a heart switch, and South will have to decide whether to finesse or go with the ace. East did bid 2 diamonds, so we'll see if he just doesn't play the ace of hearts on the hand. Just to anything but a heart, then as I said, you've got 9 tricks there.
Ah, excellent.
No, you're
So the other,
back to the previous.
I was
back
going to say, the
to the
other advantage of
previous-
doubling is you scared to clear out of 3-0.
Yes, which was beatable and probably, and now you got them into a contract that makes you, and you didn't double. The same thing we had on a previous hand, I think.
Well, I think this one, he wasn't sure if he was doubling to get him out of there or hoping to beat 3-0. I'm not quite sure what the double was all about.
I think with 2 aces and hearts, I think it double for penalties. That could also be that it may work double.
I think one of the
Yeah,
things that is little discussed in relatively infrequent partnerships is redoubles. They're the most important things to get right. I think a reasonable treatment here is that redouble of 3-0 trump by either side says doubt about making it. Are you really sure you bid it to make? And North's pass in that, with that inference, which I don't think they play, suggests that you are making 3-0. Plus 550 is just a good score to have generally, and you don't know it's not getting 650.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he goes up with the ace of hearts, you're getting 650 on the hand.
An ace of heart may be the right play too. I'm not sure.
Well, if the king is off, then you know they have 3 diamond cashers, the king of hearts, and the ace of spades. So that's really the question on that. But remember, Wes had passed, so what is he doubling on? The ace of diamonds and the king of hearts, and that's it?
Yeah, that's the question. But I think, Andy, the case is ace of hearts is going to be right the only time when this king is stiff. That's what I'm struggling with. Is it right any other time?
Well, if the ace of spades is with East, and you give the king of hearts to Wes along with the ace of diamonds, where did Wes come up with his double? If you give him both aces, and he also the king of hearts, and he actually almost has an opening bid.
Yeah.
I quite like this double. It's there's many ways to win. In that, firstly, you might actually be setting 3-0 trumps by quite a lot if partner has anything resembling an actual 2 diamond bid. And you give declare the chance to go wrong, either in the play of the hand, he doesn't know about this terrible break,
Well, partner pass initially, not
that they pulled 4 o'clock.
Okay. Anyway, an interesting board to finish up on, guys. Thank you again. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Andy.